Hi, my loves. How are you? I hope you are doing well. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Nina or Sinfulpluto, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope that you were able to receive a message for the next few weeks. We're going to be going over what you should be expecting between August 26th, which is today, all the way through September 8th, all right? This is going to apply to Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter in Sidereal and Tropical, so make sure to check both. But yeah, I'm very excited for this reading. I'm very happy to be back from my little hiatus. I was on vacation, and it was so much fun, and I'm so grateful, but I'm also very grateful to be home and to be in my own room and to be doing these readings for all of you. So let's get into it, yeah? Oh my goodness, I can see that you want to talk. So Gemini, what is in store for you between August 26th through September 8th? What is in store for Gemini between August 26th through September 8th? Gemini. Ooh, okay. So you could be dealing with a Leo, or not a Leo, an Aquarius or an Aries. I have the Fool reversed. This card has been coming up a lot for you, Gemini. Just saying. We have the Five of Swords reversed. The Six of Swords reversed. And then the Three of Wands. Alrighty, so the immediate feeling that I get here is that someone has acted kind of impulsively with this Fool reversed, or there was an Aries or an Aquarius in your life who was acting very impulsively, acting very childishly, and it led to some sort of conflict with the Five of Swords reversed, and I feel that this conflict is unresolved. This is a conflict that hasn't come full circle, or there's just no clear ending. It just feels that everything is kind of left in the air, and you don't really know how to move forward from this, especially with the Six of Swords reversed, which is telling me you're having a hard time moving forward or transitioning. It could also be in relation to something to the internet or like social media or anything like this. So maybe this is like an internet, drama or something like that, or like petty drama with the Five of Swords reversed. It was a petty drama that has been unresolved, and yeah, this is something that has been going on. For some of you, this is like a long distance thing. Perhaps it's like a long-distance relationship where there was petty drama that blew up in your relationship, or in a long-distance friendship. Whatever this is, I feel like it's something that's long-distance because we have both of these cards. The Three of Wands to me is a long-distance thing, or expansion, or just anything that has to do with travel or whatever. And so having these two cards, this would be like the internet, and then Six of Swords again is just like moving forward or going a distance. So it could be that you're dealing with someone who lives in another country or in another state, or it's just some sort of long-distance relationship or whatever, and there has been drama that occurred due to someone acting very childish, due to someone acting very impulsive, and I feel like you or someone else wasn't really thinking things through when this drama went off. I feel like it was very ego-based, and I feel like this is something that has been on your mind a lot, especially with these two sword cards here, because that signifies everything that has to do with the mind, with communication, with thought processes, everything of that nature. And I feel that it's just lingering. I feel that a lot of you could be lingering in this energy, or the other person could be lingering in the energy where they're having a hard time moving forward. And I feel that there have been a lot of things that have been left unsaid, and it almost feels like you want to reach out to this person, or the person wants to reach out to you with the Three of Wands. But we have the Seven of Wands here, which is telling me that there's this feeling of kind of all of these obstacles in front of you. I feel that for a lot of you, this is a friendship that broke apart, or this was like a group that broke apart with this Three of Cups reversed. I feel like some of you are hesitant to really reach out, or you're hesitant to make amends, or you're hesitant to really say anything or to do anything because you kind of feel like the world is against you, or you would just have a lot of obstacles in your way, or, it kind of feels like you've burned a lot of the bridges, and so now you don't really know how to get back, or you don't know how to, just kind of like make amends or kind of say your piece or, apologize or whatever it is. I feel like someone spoke way too impulsively and now they're paying for that. And I feel like whether it's you or another person, I feel like there's just a lot of anxiety and doubt about the situation. And like I said, someone isn't moving forward, whether it's you or this other person, whatever this is in relation to. The Six of Swords reverse is like, I feel that you or this other person wants to move forward. You want to move forward. You want to transition. You want to let go of the past, but you're having a hard time doing that because there's still a lot of burdens that you're carrying with this card. There's still a lot of emotional stuff that you're carrying. There's still a lot of, like I said, there's still a lot of things that have been left unsaid. And I feel that because of the way that things ended, because of the fact that nothing has been resolved, you're having a hard time just moving forward and doing your own thing and transitioning and allowing yourself to just let go of the situation. And so the advice that I would have to give for you, Gemini, or to a cross watcher or to whoever is watching this, and if this resonates with you, the advice that I would give to you at this time is to reflect on the situation, and if you are resistant to reaching out at all, and if you are, if you completely are not willing, or if you completely refuse to reach out to this person in whatever way may be and apologize, or at least talk things out so that, you can let the situation just die off, then I would just say that you kind of need to forgive yourself for what happened. And if there's nothing else that you can do about it, and if you have burned all of your bridges, then you just need to forgive yourself and allow yourself to move forward. And you need to allow yourself to just accept the things that happened, the things that went down, and realize that you can't change the past. So you might as well create a better future for yourself. You might as well create a better present for yourself. And I encourage you not to beat yourself up over the situation, because shit happens. People pop off for no reason. People are impulsive and they don't think things through. And a lot of the things that we do and that we say, can be very ego-based. And we want to protect our ego at all costs. And we convince ourselves of so many things because it's easier to kind of point the finger at everyone else than to reflect and to realize that maybe we were in the wrong. So if that's the case, and if you feel any sort of remorse, then, at this point, the one thing that you can do is just forgive yourself, especially if you're just completely adamant on not reaching out to this person or to these people with this Three of Cups reverse, because this seems like a broken friendship to me. But it also just feels like social life isn't going well for some of you. And it just feels that you're very isolated with the Seven of Wands and the Three of Cups reversed. I feel like you feel really isolated, but I also feel that you kind of put yourself in this position, Gemini. I feel that a lot of you have put yourself in this position because I feel that a lot of you wanted to be right. You wanted to make it seem that you knew everything and that you had everything calculated and that you're not as naive as you might think, or whatever, or that you're not as naive as people might believe, or whatever the case may be. But I feel that in trying to prove yourself, or in trying to stand up for yourself, or in trying to prove some sort of point, it ended up, you made things kind of backfire on you, and ultimately I feel that some of you may have lost a really good group of friends, or you might have lost a really good thing in your life because of the lack of planning, because of the lack of strategy, because of the really big inflated ego. For some of you, for another group of you, this could just be that there are a group of people who are kind of isolating you with the Three of Cups reverse. The kind of vibe that I get with this is like Mean Girls. So there could be some like mean girls, if you will, who are kind of like isolating you, or maybe like even bullying you, or just making you feel less than, or kind of pushing you in a corner and making you do certain things or whatever. And there might be, I feel like this is something that, has been unresolved. Not a lot of action has been taken. And I feel like you have grown a little bit jaded because of that situation. And I feel I also feel that for some of you, this may have been something that has happened in the past, but I feel that there's still a lot of resentment built up within you with the Six of Swords reversed. It's something that has been unresolved within yourself. For example, it was like a childhood bully or whatever, and, it has impacted you a lot to this day, and maybe you still resent these people even though they're no longer in your life, or maybe they have moved on and done other things, or maybe they've actually apologized to you. Whatever it is, it feels like there's still some sort of grudge that you're holding on to, and I feel that you're being encouraged to just let go of that, because honestly there's really no other, I guess, option, if you will. I mean, I don't want to say that there's no other option, but I feel like if in order for you to feel liberated, and in order for you to feel free from the situation, and in order for you to just be happier with yourself, I think that it's important to, I think, maybe in a way forgive yourself for perhaps in the past not standing up to yourself the way you wanted to, or letting them say all of these mean things about you, or, do whatever it is that they did. I feel like it's important for you to forgive yourself first so that you can forgive them, or simply just let go of the resentment and, let go of the anger in your heart, let go of all of that. And I think even introspect and look within yourself and ask yourself, why is it that I can't let go of this resentment? Why am I still holding on to this? Why is it so hard for me to do this? And, ask yourself all of these questions, and, ask yourself, how can I move on? How can I move on from this? What actions or behaviors or habits can I take on in order for me to move forward, to release the anger, to release the resentment, to release the pain, the trauma, whatever it is that these people may have caused you. And perhaps for some of you, this is something that maybe these people didn't cause you directly, but they might have triggered something within you that was already deeply embedded in you, if that kind of makes sense. So maybe that's something that you have to address within yourself, is like, what is it about these people that are triggering me so much? And what is the root of all of this? What is the root of this whole unresolved thing? Maybe there's a deeper unresolved conflict within yourself that has to be addressed. And I feel that it's time for you to kind of face that and not allow yourself to be so discouraged, and not just give up whenever things get really hard when you're doing the internal work, because internal work and internal healing can be very hard, and a lot of us don't want to do it. But I feel like it's very important for us to do that, because that's how we grow, and that's how we improve as people, and that's how we learn lessons and all of that. And we have the Two of Swords here. So this to me would be like the denial card, or having some sort of choice that you have to make. And we have 3 cards. We have 3 swords now. We have 3 sword cards now. And I feel that a lot of it, there's a lot of internal conflict. There's a lot of internal mental conflict, or just a lot of mental, not even internal. There's a lot of mental conflict, I think, surrounding the situation, and I feel like you're going back and forth as to how you want to approach the situation, and I feel that there's a lot of overthinking, and I feel that you just don't know the best way to approach things, and I feel that it's almost like you're playing out all of these scenarios to try to find the perfect one to play out and to find the perfect way to approach things. But I feel that a really important thing for you to remember is that, yes, you can control how you say things, or what you say, or whatever it is, but you can't control how this person reacts to what you say. So it's like, no matter how many times you go over the scenario in your head, it's never going to go perfectly in your own head, because people react to things differently. People have, they see different things, they experience different things. Like, we never know how someone is going to react to someone. If that kind of makes sense. So I feel that if you want to approach a situation, it's time for you to kind of get out of your own head and to just take that leap of faith, especially with this Fool card reversed, where that's basically telling me you are building up the momentum, or you want to build up the momentum, and you're building up and you're building yourself up, and you want to speak up, or you want to say something to this person, or you want to make amends, or you want to apologize, or whatever it is, but you never reach that peak moment where you finally take that leap of faith. And I feel like that's why there's so much mental conflict going on, and I feel like you are convincing yourself that you don't need to do anything, that you are like I don't know. I feel like some of you kind of feel that you're out of the woods or something, or I just feel that there's this feeling of like that you feel that you are blameless in the situation, but I promise that you're not. Because I feel that some of you, I mean, like, to me, the way that I kind of see it with this spread is that for some of you, it has been a two-way street, and maybe this person has done you wrong, but I also don't feel that you were innocent in this entire situation. And I feel that, again, some of you are a little bit too prideful to admit that you may have been wrong in the situation. But whatever. Anyways. So yeah, we have the Two of Swords. So again, you're going back and forth as to what to do. And I feel that you really do want to move forward. Eight of Cups. You do want to move forward, and I feel like you're being put through some sort of test because we have Judgment here. So this is kind of a test of like how you're going to react. The way in which you approach the situation is vital in how things turn out and vital in how everything kind of impacts you in the long run, if that kind of makes sense. It basically impacts the karma that you receive. If you approach this in a very positive manner, or if you approach this in a way that is productive or helps you grow in some way, then, you know, you get that pat in the back, you get your good karma, whatever, you get to move forward, you get to close this cycle in your life and move forward and open a new one. If you react to things badly, because basically Judgment is saying, the past is coming back up for you again. And the reason why the past or similar events from the past are coming back up for you again, it's because that's a test to see how you react to them. If you react the same way that you did in the past, and I feel that your reaction in the past was this Fool card reversed, very impulsive, very childish, very ego-based. If you react the same way like this, then the cycle is going to continuously repeat itself until you basically push yourself out of this childish way of being. And if you react in a mature adult way, because I'm assuming most of you are adults, then you grow from the situation, you learn from the situation, perhaps you even make amends with this person, or you at least, you know, get your closure or whatever it is that you want or need, and you get to move on, you get to close off the cycle in your life, and you get to move on, and you find security, and you find stability. So, yeah, brother. I think that's what a lot of you are kind of going through right now. Let's see. If there's anything else I need to say about this spread. Hither. Over yonder. Alright, let me stop. Let me stop trying so hard. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. I wonder if for some of you there's some sort of unresolved conflict that is in relation to moving or traveling. I feel like some of you might have ended up moving a little bit too impulsively. So for those of you that are like going to college, I feel like this might resonate for some of you. But in general, I feel like some of you may have made the wrong move in terms of like traveling or vacation or like moving into a new place. Because I have... The Three of Wands is like expansion, trying out new things. And then we have the Fool reverse, which would signify someone being really impulsive, very childish, and like just doing things out of instant gratification. And then the Seven of Wands would signify that you realize that it was a bad move, or you feel like, you know, everyone is kind of against it, or maybe you feel that everyone is against you. I feel that for some of you, you want to move, or you want to travel, or you want to do something like that is completely new and different for you, but I feel that you're being discouraged from that, because I have the Six of Swords reverse and the Seven of Wands. I feel like other people are trying to discourage you from moving forward or from transitioning or whatever, and I feel like the reason is because there's still a lot of strings that are left to be... Or there are a lot of loose strings that you still need to tie up with this Five of Swords reversed. There are a lot of loose strings that you have to tie up before you are able to move. And so I think that, I feel like for some of you, if you're wanting to move, or if you're, you know, wanting to travel or do something, I feel like the reason why you want to do that is because you want to run away. And maybe you're not consciously aware of this, but I feel like some of you are kind of subconsciously trying to move or trying to get away from some sort of situation, or you're trying to do something to basically run away with it or run away from it, rather than like acknowledging it and facing it and getting through it. I feel like some of you are kind of just trying to run away, and there is that opposition here with the Seven of Wands, and it feels like no matter what move you make, it feels like, I feel like the Seven of Wands is kind of saying, like, no matter what move you make, you're going to have to face the obstacles in your way one way or another. You're going to have to face, you know, the skeletons in your closet one way or another. And I feel like some of you could be running away from a conflict in a friendship or in a social group with this Three of Wands reversed. Like I said, there may have been conflict with the friend group, or there may have been like there's just unresolved conflict. And you don't know what to do, darling. You don't know what to do, and that's all right. But you have to do something. There's a lot of like traveling cards here. So some of you really could be moving or something like that. And I feel like those of you who do end up moving, I feel like you're not even going to be happy, or you're not even happy about the move anymore, because the Three of Cups reversed signifies something really superficial, or like a superficial relationship, superficial like friend group, so to speak, or whatever it is. But there's some sort of sense of superficiality, or just something feeling not emotionally fulfilling. There's a lack of celebration. There's a lack of like happiness, or, you know, like you're not even able to really appreciate this achievement or appreciate this move or whatever, because there's just so much opposition. There's this feeling of discouragement. It feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You feel like the underdog. But I feel like this is a moment for you to prove yourself and to show that you are, you know, like, I think growing. But anyways, let's get into the Oracle cards. I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle to see what else we have for you, Gemini. Oh, my accents are fucking hilarious. Alright, so what message do we have for Gemini based off of this spread for the next 2 weeks? That was quick. Ooh, okay, so we have happy, happy. So this is the celebration. I feel like this is in relation to the Three of Cups. I feel like we have, okay, so we have happy, happy. However, we have orphaned. And so I feel like, you know, I feel that this really ties into what I was saying. Some of you really feel like you should be celebrating. Some of you feel that you should be partying and having a good time and, you know, kind of basking in your achievements or whatever it is, or you're trying to keep up a good face. You're trying to, you know, save face and be happy and you know, kind of act like everything is fine and that everything is good. But I think in reality, you feel this way. I feel like a lot of you feel really lonely, and I feel like a lot of you feel very isolated and, you know, like you don't really belong to anyone. And I feel like there's this feeling of just not belonging. There's a feeling of there's this deep-rooted feeling of solitude, of loneliness, of not belonging anywhere, of people not understanding you, of people kind of not taking you seriously. And I feel like with this orphan card, I feel like this is something that a lot of you have been dealing with for a very long time. And I feel like this is something that has been deeply rooted or deeply embedded within you since childhood. And I feel like whatever events or whatever people have come into your life or whatever events have occurred, I feel like those events or situations triggered that for you, and I feel that you reacted in a very hostile way because you didn't want to have to face the stuff that was already within yourself. And I feel like you have been trying to avoid this for so long. You've been trying to avoid reflecting for so long. You've been trying to avoid looking in the mirror for so long. And so having the situation or having this basically be blown up in your face by the situation, I feel like it made you react in in a volatile way, and it made you do something that you regret, and now you're kind of stuck in a situation where you don't know what to do, or some of you know what you have to do, but you don't know how to go about it, and you're just overthinking it. And I feel like a lot of you just really regret what happened or whatever it is. Also, like, roles can be reversed, so reverse the roles however you need to. All right, thanks. But yeah, we have deep knowing and time to go. So this is telling me, like, this, I feel like deep knowing and time to go really resonate with the Judgment card, in the sense that you know what's coming, you know what you have to do, and I feel like you have known for a while. I feel like you know that you have to face your situations, you have to face your own trauma, your own just pain, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you have to face within yourself. There's a lot of subconscious things that you have to acknowledge and, no longer allow yourself to project your pain, your trauma, or whatever it is onto other people, and just take the time to reflect, take the time to introspect, to meditate, to journal, whatever it is that you need to do in order for you to face your shadow side, and in order for you to face whatever it is that is going on within you, and whatever it is that has been causing you so much pain and so much resentment for so long. Because I feel like a lot of you have been really just pushing it down, and you've been trying to play it off that everything is fine, that you're happy, that you're satisfied, that, that life is good. But I feel like even if life is good, if everything is good for you in life, or materially, or whatever it is, I feel like emotionally, mentally, whatever, you're just not fulfilled, you're not happy, there's still a void within you. And I feel like it's just time to face that. And I feel like you have known this for a very long time, and I feel like subconsciously you have all of the answers that you need. It's just a time of opening that door into the subconscious, opening that door into the shadow, and immersing yourself in it, and just going through with it. And you don't have to do that alone. You don't have to go through this process alone. You can always ask for help. We have a leg up, which to me is saying, like, you can ask for help. You are more than welcome to ask for help, whether it's from, like, friends, family, even your spirit guides and your angels, and maybe even, like, your ancestors. You can ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because people are there for you. People want to help you, and I feel like people see the stuff that is going on within you, and that you have been ignoring for a very long time, and they want to help you. And I feel like they have just been waiting for you to ask, because it's not up to them for you to heal, but it can be up to them whether or not they want to help. And I feel like a lot of people in your life do want to help you. They do want to see you succeed. They do want to see you be happy, but it's up to you to make that initial move, okay? And we have mending. So I think it's time for you to make amends with whoever it is that you need to make amends with, or you need to find some sort of closure with whoever it is that you burned bridges with. It's important, I think, to hold yourself accountable and to take responsibility for what it is that you may have done in the past, or what you possibly will do in the future. We'll see. But I think it's important for you to mend whatever it is that you burned, or whatever it is that, I think, even, like I said, roles can be reversed. So maybe someone did this to you, someone caused you pain, and maybe they need to work on making amends with you, and they need to reach out to you, whatever it is. I feel that it's important that making amends and just tying loose ends up, I think it's very important to tie up any sort of loose ends, and just wrapping up the situation, and so that you can move forward from it and no longer have to think about it and stress about it and feel really anxious about it, because I feel like this is something that's been going on for a periodically of time. So that's what I have for you. I'm going to go ahead and pull an affirmation for you, Gemini. And then we will be on our way, my loves. All right, What affirmation does Gemini need for the next 2 weeks? What affirmation does Gemini need for the next 2 weeks? Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiveness, darling. I can't make this shit up, dude. Congratulations. You're being given one of the most powerful superpower there is, forgiveness. Imagine that you've been bitten by a radioactive forgiver. The point is, you suddenly have the ability to forgive people for their flaws, their bad days, their unkind moments, and their mistakes. And the best thing about forgiveness is that you can apply it to yourself too. Have fun wielding your new power. But remember, with great forgiveness comes great inner peace. I feel like that is so perfect and so needed for this reading. And I feel like it ties everything up very well. Oh my God. Everything ties up very well. I'm going to read these two and then we're good. Okay, so here we have engagement. And it says, today I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I'll smell flowers and pet dogs and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average. And at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. And then we have letting go. I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have heavy enough things to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a great look. So that's what I have for you, Gemini. I feel like there's a lot of inner work that has to be done. And that happens, you know. We all have our issues. We all have our shadows. We all have the things that we don't want to admit or acknowledge, I guess. We lie to ourselves a lot to try to rationalize that maybe we're not wrong or, you know, whatever it is. I feel it's a fact that humans constantly lie to themselves, whether consciously or unconsciously. So I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, my love. I hope it resonated. Let me know in the comments down below if it did. Give me the video a big thumbs up. Share the video with your friends, family, loved ones. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you so desire to know when I upload my videos. And I will talk to you in 2 weeks or maybe even sooner. We'll see. But yeah, that's all I have for you, Gemini. I love you. Drink water. Take your vitamins. Eat your meals. Just take care of yourself, okay? Do the inner reflection, do the hard part so that you don't have to focus on it later, okay? I love you.